So I came on to share a little prayer meditation with everyone, and as you can hear, the birds are joining us. The world is in a very divided place in a lot of ways right now, and the amount of separation, isolation is escalating to extreme measures. It is so important for those of us who believe and understand that our consciousness and where we put our attention makes a difference. For those who have studied consciousness and studied the collective human influence on reality, it has become quite clear that what a large number of humans focus on and believe often comes into fruition. And unfortunately, these days, we have a lot of agendas and a lot of propaganda siphoning our attention towards tragic, horrific things that are cultivating a perspective of divisiveness, of polarity, of superiority and inferiority, of hate. This has brought in a really toxic current into the collective human consciousness, but it is not the end of the story, because each human being is such a powerful lighthouse if they connect with this ability within themselves to focus on and amplify a certain consciousness and perspective through their body as a transmitter, as a vessel for that. I'm not going to go into all the details, but many of you have studied the art of manifestation and the art of timeline jumping and quantum jumping. So I will do another video about that, but right now we're going to be using some principles around that. And it really, really simply is emitting a certain consciousness perspective within your own feeling sense, within your own field. The birds agree. So all we're going to do is we're going to use the simple tool of breath, and if you'd like to as well, you can use sound. So when you breathe in, you can breathe out a certain tone and frequency that holds the feeling of what you're trying to amplify and to emanate. You know, that's a big principle behind mantras. You don't have to use a mantra. You can use a mantra if you'd like. In this meditation, you can use mudras or body posturing to help you amplify energies. But all we're going to do in this very simple, short meditation is to focus on the feeling tone of the opposite of the greatest conflict consuming our attention right now. This can be different for everyone. It could be a family conflict. It could be a global conflict. It could be a community conflict. It could be a conflict within yourself. So just whatever it is that consumes your attention and that causes and evokes very dense feelings like hate or shame or regret or superiority, inferiority, anger, any of the lower vibrational spectrum, feeling, tone, emotional states of being. And we want to try and picture a scenario. Now you have to use your imagination. That is the opposite feeling tone. So if you don't want to know what that is, you can just go to love, gratitude, awe. So say you're having a conflict with a family member, you can picture a sudden moment in time where the family member apologizes to you and you apologize to them and you embrace. Or if it's a global conflict where the two nations miraculously decide to work together and create something beautiful out of the tragedy. So whatever it is, we're looking just for the feeling tone, and then we're going to amplify that feeling tone by breathing in a way that is a kind of like a chi breathing or a pranic breathing, where you take in the most easy, gentle way possible a full breath, and you get to the end of the breath and you hold the breath very lightly, and while you're holding it, you let more energy come in. Now, it could feel like you're still breathing in, when you hold it can feel like, wow, I'm suddenly just breathing more and more in. So don't try hold it too hard is what I'm saying. Just create a stillness at the end of the breath where you're flooding more energy into your heart or any part of your body that feels activated. We want to use our body, or anywhere where you're feeling that conflict or anger, or anywhere that you're just guided to. There's no wrong or right, but you just want to breathe that energy in and then breathe it out. If some of you know quantum breathing, as channeled by the Elohim Collective, the birds do love quantum breathing. It's about seeing yourself multidimensionally. Now, this is a bit advanced, and just seeing the net, like the net of Indra, of you connecting to all the dimensions that creation is, and breathing through that net into your body, and then breathing out from your body. Okay, so we're really going to just be focusing on the breath and doing this meditation where you start off feeling within your body the sensation of the conflict, and then imagining the complete opposite, and then breathing that feeling in and out, in and out. So we'll only do it for about 3 minutes because this is just an example, and then you can always do this anytime you'd like. So if you'd like to just close your eyes and just take a few simple breaths. It's really important that you don't try too hard in this meditation, that you don't try too hard to breathe a certain way, and you don't try too hard to imagine an outcome. So I'd like you to put your attention on your body in the space where you feel the conflict in your body. And I want you to take a moment to feel that. And as you're just breathing gently, I'd like you to picture the opposite of that conflict. And to get to a point where you feel within your body what the opposite feels like. And to just really enjoy that feeling as you begin to now start quantum breathing into whichever place in your body feels that transformation, that polarized version of the conflict, of the union of the two conflicting forces, of the emotion, the feeling, the joy, the awe, the relief of that transformation. And to just let yourself shed like water any thoughts, feelings, and programs that were linked to the old conflict that you have now transformed with your imagination. Just let it run off you like water into the earth. And as you are now turning your attention to the image of peace, of unity, of collaboration, of embracing, of love, such great love, the intelligence of love. Let that flood into your body as you breathe. Quantum breathe to the still point at the top of the breath, and let the energy of that love, of that union, flow into your being and then out. Into your being and out. Now just let you breathe for a moment on your own before I bring you back. And there you have it. This is a quantum breathing prayer meditation that you can use for anything in your reality that you would like to transform with the frequency of your own attention, your own feeling sense as a transmitter and amplifier of what you hold in you, using the divine intelligence of love to transform it. So thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. And I'll catch up with you in the near future. Much love.